All right, we are live. We are live, and we are back for day number 6 of our 90-day run. This is the 30K in 90 days challenge, and I am your host for these 90 days. My name is Tracy Walker. I am a baseball mom. I actually have on my shirt today. My sister Leela gave this to me. It says, I teach my kid to hit and steal. That's right. I teach my kid to hit and he better steal. Okay. So I'm a baseball mom. I am a documented 7-figure earner inside of the network marketing and affiliate marketing spaces. I've been full-time since 2008. Okay. I have been getting the donuts made and making the bread on the internet since 2008. This was a time when people were completely against even being on the internet, let alone now social media is just taking over, right? I am a master recruiter, which means that I have learned some skills, which I am going to be sharing with you over these 90 days. They are not necessarily recruiting related, but a lot of the things that allowed me to recruit when I was doing network marketing or building in network marketing companies was a lot of these skill sets as it relates to marketing. Okay. Marketing is the key. Recruiting is not the thing. Marketing is the thing. And I'm going to be teaching you on how to improve your marketing as we continue to move forward. Okay. Not from a recruiting standpoint, but just from being able to make sales. All right. And last but not least, I am a business automations expert. And what that means is I am in love with taking processes, systems, tools, resources, anything that I can get my hands on that is viable, that actually gets the job done, and that is useful to help me build my business with less manual labor from me. All right. I like being able to have, as an example, a video like what I'm doing right now, right? I'm doing it live right now. But if you're watching this on the replay, guess what? The video is working for me even though I only did it one time, right? I like having resources and tools like this working on my behalf so that I can be at the baseball field and I still make money. I can be driving my son to and from school and I still make money. I could be in the bed sleep because there may be somebody in Australia who's 12 hours ahead, right? And still be making money. And so I've learned how to use different processes and tools and systems and all that great stuff to help me make well over, $2-3 million at this point, really on autopilot through leverage and systems, and without having to, and you can if you want, but without having to be in the DMs all day or without having to be on the phone all day. Those are great strategies, right? But some people are better at making content versus having one-on-one conversations. All right. And I just think you should leverage your gifts and your strength. So let's jump into it because today is day number 6. We're going to be talking about discovering who your perfect customer is. All right. Now, this is going to be kind of almost like a continuation of day number 4. Okay. Because I think it was day number 4 where we talked about how to get your business discovered, right? Getting your business discovered. And we talked about how important your marketing message is. We talked about the 3 M's, right? I remember I told you guys about the 3 M's, and those 3 M's were met your market. You need to know who your market is. You need to know the message, and you need to know the medium. The medium being the methodology in which you are going to connect with those people. So right now I am on live. I'm via video. That's my medium. My medium is video, right? So the market are the people that you're talking to, that you want to serve and help. The message is the thing that connects you and them together, where they say, aha, that's me, right? And then you're able to present your product or your service as a solution. And then your medium is the pathway through which you're going to connect with them. All right. So in day 4, we talked about the message and how you have to pretty much stand for something, right? What is your message? And the polarity of it all. Well, today we're going to go back to the 3 M's and we're going to talk about the market. Let's talk about the market and really identifying who your perfect customer is. Okay. So to even get started, I want you to understand the ideology that anything new that you do is going to always feel a little strange, right? It's going to feel, or you may feel out of place. You may feel uncomfortable doing the thing because it's a new thing. But the new thing is the thing that's going to help you to grow. The old thing is what has you where you are. And if you are logically saying, I don't like where I am, I want to go to the next level, then to go from here to here means you're going to have to grow, which means there are going to be things you don't know, which means the things that you do learn about and that you begin to implement, you're not going to be an expert in. You're not going to be as smooth with it as you are with things that you really know how to do, like the back of your hand, right? But through repetition and through consistency, you will get there. All right. So when you're communicating on social media, especially social media, and I see it all the time, and you probably see it all the time too. Maybe you've even experienced this for yourself, where you're posting, right? And it's almost like you're posting randomly. Because, like, you'll see me post something on my wall, or you'll see somebody else that you like post something on their wall, and you'll say, oh, that's such a great freaking message. You know why it's a great message to you? Because me and you are friends because I'm talking to you, right? And so I know what you like because that's why you're kind of in my ecosystem. So when I post something, of course, I expect you to like it. But, and so then when you say, I like it, I'm going to go share it on my wall. Well, if you haven't taken the time to build up the awareness of what your people like, what you post may not go over as well with them, which means I could post something and make a sale. And you could post something and not even have hardly any views on it, or any eyeballs, or any kind of engagement, likes, comments, shares, whatever it is. Okay. So you have to be aware of who you're talking to. And in the beginning, when you're talking to somebody that you do not know, it takes a while. Right? You've ever had people that are like, oh, I'm introverts, right? Or I'm introverted. I'm an introvert. Oh, I'm an introvert. But once I get to know you, I open up. You heard that before? Right. Because when people step into a room and they don't really know much about you, or where you're from, or what you and that person have in common, or whatever it is, right? You kind of have to listen. You kind of have to tiptoe around. You kind of try to figure out where the commonalities are. And then if you are that person, pinpoint that you have something in common, then that begins the turning point, right? So like if I'm in a room and then, or if I'm even on the street, I've been in the mall. And literally walking past, I'll see a person that has on a shirt that says Florida A&M University Rattlers, right? Or Rattler Pride, or some shirt that I know is indicative that this person probably attended the same college that I went to. It's easy for me to say, hey, Rattler, right? And I can do like this. And guess what? Instantly, stranger on stranger, if I do this, oh, they already know we got love, right? Because there's a commonality. So when you know, because I know how to talk to FAMU Rattlers, whether they're current students there, or whether they're alumni student or alumni like me, because I know how to communicate with them, I can build rapport with them, right? I know when I say the calf, they know what the calf is. When I say, yep, on the set, they know what the set is, right? When I say, shoot, the 100, right? They know what the 100 is, okay? If I say, yep, I was in Wheatley Hall, they know that we're speaking a language because we have this commonality. So I can communicate. I know what they liked. I know what they didn't like. I remember certain things that they were there around the same time, or even different times. We still have similar experiences, right? That allows me to talk to other FAMU Rattlers in a way where if you did not go to FAMU and you were trying to talk to FAMU Rattlers, you would have to learn things. Whereas I don't have to learn them because inherently I know them, because that's a part of my life. That's a part of my journey. I spent 5 years on that campus, right? I understand. And I've got Rattler blood. Do you understand? Okay. So now let's talk about that as it relates to you and your business, your market, the people that you want to communicate with. You've got to learn them. This is why I said in the other video, day 4, if you're going to choose a market, especially if you're brand new, you're just getting going, my recommendation is that you also be your target market. In other words, if you are a single mom like me, I don't recommend that you go and you try to talk to married dads. I'm not saying that you don't know anything about being married or anything about being a dad. What I'm saying is that the experience of being a married dad, as a married dad, brings a level of merit to it if it's coming from a married dad, right? So if I'm a single mom, if I am talking to single moms, the experiences that I know that single moms have, it's because they're authentic to me as also being a part of that community, right? So I say if you are a nurse, you might want to talk to nurses. If you are a nurse that's burned out, then maybe you want to talk to burned out nurses. If you are a middle class corporate female exec, then you might want to talk to middle class corporate female execs. Okay. If you are a stay at home mom, you probably want to start with talking to stay at home moms. So your target ideally in the beginning should be who you are because you don't have to think too much. We don't want to think too much. We want to make this fun. And we don't want to spend all day trying to research. We just want to be authentic and talk to people who we believe can benefit from what it is that we are promoting, marketing, and sharing in the marketplace. And the quicker we can get the message out, the better. Okay. And the more alignment that we are with those people, the easier it is. Okay. So that's number one. Okay. Now, let's say that you still need to figure out, though, a little bit more detail about them, right? So you might know that you want to talk to burned out nurses, as an example. So this is what I want you to do. You got to do this exercise because this exercise is going to help you really identify that person, right? When I say person, I mean virtual person, right? It's anybody can fit that avatar, okay? It's the avatar we're after. The general, right? The ideal, the most perfect customer. The person fits into or has almost all, if not all of these criteria. They would be the ideal, okay? So the first thing that you want to do is I want you to do what I call the 10-10-10 method. Okay, I've been teaching this a long time, the 10-10-10 method. And 10-10-10 is about this thing here. Number one, you want to think about what the top 10 problems that a burned out nurse has. Write on a piece of paper, problems, number it 1 through 10, and think as a burned out nurse. What is one problem that burned out nurses have? They might feel like they're on their feet all day, so their back hurts. That is a problem that potentially a burned out nurse has. Now, I'm not a burned out nurse, but if I step into the shoes of a burned out nurse, that I would consider that may be one of the challenges. Another problem that a burned out nurse may have might be something like long hours, right? A lot of double shifts, right? And so they're missing time, or they're overworked. Let's put it like that, overworked, right? So that may be another problem. Let's give a third one, for example. A third one could be they're so busy taking care of other people, they have very little time to take care of themselves. So sometimes we see nurses that don't even look like they're in the best of health. Why? Because they're working so much, it's almost like they don't even have time to take care of themselves because they have dedicated their lives to the care of others. What a noble cause, but the lack of self care can take its toll, right? So, those are some examples. So, you're going to go and get 10 problems that ideal person has, okay? Then, next to that same piece of paper, number it 1 through 10. Next to each problem, write 1 through 10. And now we're going to write down 10 solutions. So I want you to think about the product or service that you have, the thing that you are selling, the thing that you are offering. And if you don't have anything to sell or offer, then you definitely want to plug in with me with the 90-day challenge because we're able to give you something to market and sell that you don't have to create. You don't have to get permission because by nature of you becoming a member, you will have the resale rights to it. And you don't have to teach it to anybody else. Essentially, you are now able to share it, and other people can start learning without you having to do any of the heavy lifting. Okay. But I want you to think about the product or service that you are marketing and look at each problem and figure out, how does my product or service solve this problem? So let's say the first problem, what did I say the first problem was? They're back on their feet all day, so their back hurts, right? How does your product or service solve that problem? Write that down. Maybe like, okay, in my world with the legacy program, that this product or service could help them because they could work from the comfort of they can work in the bed. They could work in the bed and not have to be on their feet at all. They can work from their computer. They can work from the comfort of they could be in the car, lunch, but they could be where they can be sitting down in a coffee shop, in the bed, at the desk, in the car, in carpool with the children. They could be anywhere on vacation, in the airport. Like my point is that they're not confined to a hospital setting where they have to be running back and forth from room to room, aiding the patients. So that might be a solution to that problem. What was the second problem that I said? I don't remember what the second problem was that I said, but I remember maybe the third problem that I said was overworked, right? One of them was overworked. Okay. So working double shifts. So if the problem is working double shifts, then the solution that my product or service has to the solution to that problem is that we're teaching people how to build a business in 2 hours a day. Now, it doesn't mean that you only have 2 hours a day or we're guaranteeing anything just because it's 2 hours a day. But what we're saying is that you don't have to work a 16-hour shift in order to bring home a paycheck. Right? What we're saying is that if you follow these simple steps and you execute these very particular actions, that over time, in just 2 hours a day, you can begin to change your life. So you don't have to work long hours. You can work in more concentrated and more efficient time periods that will give you an even greater, better, and a better feeling type of result because you're not working so hard for it. You have digital assets that are working also on your behalf. Okay, so that's 10. That's 10. So the first 10 is your problems. The second 10 would be the solutions. And then the final 10 would be a combination. Now, listen to me. Listen to me and what I'm saying here. Okay. The final 10, remember, it's the 10, 10, 10 method. The final 10 is a combination of the problem and a solution, which in itself could be a mini message. So if the problem is standing on feet too long, back hurts, problem, solution, work from the comfort of your own home via your computer with Wi-Fi, then the final 10, that particular, we're calling it a headline. That headline would be how to make money online using only your computer so you don't have to stand on your feet all day and hurt your back. You get it? That's a message. Now, why is that important? Because that's a piece of content. You could now create a post, you could create a video, you could create a reel, you could create an article, you could create what is that thing called? A carousel. You could create any of these different types of content because now you would have taken your time to have gone through, had 10 problems, listed 10 solutions, and created 10 headlines that combine the problem and the solution into a headline that you can use for content. What was the other one I said? I said overworked, right? The burned out nurse is they're feeling overworked. Okay. And then the solution was that they could learn how to make $900 in 2 hours a day. In 2 hours a day. So then what would the headline be? The headline could be something like, are you an overworked, burned out nurse? Learn how to generate $900 a day in just 2 hours a day. Do you guys get it? You take the problem, you combine it with the solution, and then you put it in the form of a how-to something. Learn how to do this. Discover the secret to going from overwork and underpaid to making $900 in just 2 hours a day, right? That becomes the content. Now, not only are you talking to your target market, now, not only are you just creating content, you're creating content that resonates with that target market. And when you do that, and at the end of your content, you have something that says, hey, reach out to me here, or click this link, or DM me, or whatever the call to action is. Guess what? You have a much more willing participant. You have really built the know, like, and trust factor, right? 5 steps, 5 steps to earning $900 daily in 2 hours a day, so you aren't on your feet all day and overworked. Right? I'm just throwing things at the top of my head to give you ideas of this is how I do it. I combine problems with solutions and come up with a headline. Now, here's the key. You're starting with 10. Do another 10. Now you got 20. Over time. You have to sit there and do it all in one day, but do the first 10. Do the first 10 today. First 10 problems, first 10 solutions, first 10 headlines. You know why that's important to do today? Because if you did it today, then that means tomorrow, guess what you can do? You can just spend time doing content for that one section. Number one, do content for number one. Then the next day, do content for your number two. Then the next day, do content for your number three. If you are consistent enough with this, eventually your market will say, oh, she is into helping nurses who want a way out, or nurses who want to supplement their income, or nurses who are looking for a way to transition out of healthcare and into kind of their own thing that they got going on. And guess what? Nurses that don't want to do that, guess what? They won't be interested, because you're not trying to talk to all nurses. You're only trying to talk to the nurses that are burned out. Do you see? You're talking to the nurses that want to shift, that want to go from here to here, that want to grow and do something else. It's not a knock on the nurses who want to stay. It's an awareness that the target that you want are the people who are looking for change. I say all the time, I'm looking for people that are looking for me. This is what that means. It means if I'm looking for burned out nurses, then I want burned out nurses. I know that they're looking for somebody like me, and I have to show up. And when I show up and they see a post from me, and I'm talking directly to them about a problem that they have, and when they read it, they say, yeah, I got that problem. And they read your content on how the 5 ways that they're able to do this. You have a better chance of that person clicking the link at the end saying, let me see what this is about. It doesn't guarantee a sale, but it almost ensures a lead. It almost ensures a lead. And we talked the other day, I think it was day 3, we talked about the blueprint. You know you're going to need 20 leads a day. So if you can talk to the specific group of people using a message that makes the most sense to that specific group of people, and you can encourage those people through education and knowledge with your content to click the link in your post or DM you or get more information or watch the video, whatever it is, and they click and they go over to your site, then if you can do that 20 times a day with a piece of content that you did once, ladies and gentlemen, you're winning. You're winning. And I want you to win. Okay? So that is how to discover your perfect customer. Okay? I want you to do your 10-10-10 method. One last thing I do want you to do. Okay? This is like a footnote. Put a little asterisk, a little footnote. Okay? I want you to do some demographics on them too. Demographics meaning, what's the roundabout age? Are they 25, 35? Or are they, 35 to 44? Like, what's their roundabout age? What's the age group? Okay. Also, look into their income. How much money does a burned out nurse, or do nurses make, but if they're in between this age? What's the average income for a cardiology nurse or a brain surgery nurse or what? I don't know. Don't quote me. I do not know the specific terms for the different levels of how we classify nurses. But you guys get what I'm saying, based on their specific specialty, I guess, right? So look at their age, find out what age is. How much money does that ideal person make roughly? Um, and after you have like some demographics, right? And you know their occupation already, right? You have some demographics. Um, and then you do this, you're gonna be equipped. You're going to be equipped to discover who you're going to discover who your ideal perfect customer is, because that's who it is. It's the burned out nurse, that's their occupation, that's between the ages of this and this, and they earn this and this amount of money. They have these problems, these solutions is what they like to have. And so I'm going to create content that bridges their problems with the solutions that my product or service has. I'm going to teach them something in this content, and I'm going to go to town and making sure I stay in front of them as consistently as possible. That is how you win at this game and master that first M, right? So we got M1 and M2 squared away in our 3 M's, right? So I hope that you enjoyed today, which is day number 6. We're going to be moving right along. Tomorrow we'll be back for day number 7. But what I want you to do is I want you to decide right now whether or not you'd like to keep getting valuable information like this, but from a much more detailed level. I'm giving you the surface. I'm giving you the framework. But if you want to be able to dig and dive in and really learn this stuff so that you can find yourself making $10,000 in a month, $20,000 in a month, $30,000 in a month, I can't guarantee those things, but I am a big proponent of you have to learn to earn. I stand on learning to earning. So if you're getting from me that I'm suggesting that you're just going to go out and magically do this, then you're not picking up what I'm putting down. You're hearing what you want to hear. What I'm saying to you is that you've got to learn these little strategies. You got to pick up this skill, because the better you get at something, the better you get at something. The better you are at playing basketball and the higher levels you go to, the better your chances are of making more money doing the thing that you love. If you want to stay at 8U or whatever, AAU, and you're 20, then go ahead. You can do that too. But if you have dreams of going to the NBA, then you probably need to step your game up. You probably need to practice, probably need to learn the skills of dribbling, passing, and shooting. And you probably need to practice it a lot. And you're probably you're going to be expected to get better. You're going to be expected to get stronger. You're going to be expected to be able to defend and help another team win. Like, that's what you're expected to do. So if you're expected to change your life, if you're expecting that upon yourself, then you're going to want to dive into the Legacy Builder program with us. Join me in this 90-day challenge, this 90-day run, the 30K and 90-day challenge. Join me on a 90-day run and get yourself on board. Get yourself access to all of this training at a much more detailed level. A lot of this stuff I am aware of because I've been doing it a really long time. Let me cut this light on. It's like the light is leaving me. It's like, isn't it? It's crazy, right? Hold on. Oh, so much better, right? Okay. Sorry, guys. It was like I was fading away. You want the detailed information. A lot of stuff I've known because I've been doing it full time since 2008. So I don't expect you to have it by memory in your own brain. What I do expect is for you, if you want change, you say, okay, I'm willing to learn it though. And so what our program does is it teaches this to you. It teaches you these strategies and these fundamental principles to help you market better. We also give you the thing to market. So this education that you would be purchasing to get for yourself, you now have the master resale rights to resell it with 100% commissions due to you. So if you resell the program at $900, then you earn $900. There's no cut that goes to the company or a company. There's no 20% split or 30, 40, 50% split. It's a 100% commission to you. Now, if you're used to doing network marketing, you know what I mean when I say you might have 10, 20, 30%. There's nothing wrong with that. That business model has its place. But if you're looking to have accelerated growth, if you're looking to compound the amount of money that you're making for the same efforts, the same time it takes me to do a video, I could be selling something and make 900, or I could be selling something and making $50. You have to decide where you are in your life right now and what the most important thing is for you. If making $900 a week, let's just start there. And that's 4 times that's $3,600 a month extra, and you've only made 4 sales. Imagine your life if you made 10 sales. Or in this case, the 90-day challenge, we want to help you make 12 sales a month. 12 sales a month. That equals $10,800 for the month. If we do that for 3 months, that's $30K in 90 days. So these 90 days that I'm taking you through, it's designed on purpose to help you win. It's not designed to do anything else but to help you win and realize that you've got good people with solid education, solid information. And lastly, we also in our program, we give you the proven sales process, the proven sales funnel. We give you the lead capture page. We give you the sales pages. We give you the videos that do all the selling and on the phone. You don't have to do Zooms with people all day. You don't have to get people to go anywhere, do anything other than review the information from a link that they click, which when they click, they go to your website. And when they hit the buy button, you are given, or the money is transferred into your account because it's coming through your account directly. There is no middleman. There is no middleman in this. Okay. There's you and the merchant. You got to have a merchant account. You go to the beauty supply store, you swipe that card, that's a merchant account. Okay. So with that, I'm inviting you to join me on the 90-day run. We are on day number 6. We still got 94 more days. 94 more days. I'm sorry, 84 because it's 90 days run, right? 84 more days to go. Don't wait. You want to get going now so that you can be in the game with me and have 84 days to earn $30,000. You want to be in and run with me so we can be doing it together. And you want to have as much time as possible to do it, to learn, to implement, to execute, to be inside of our amazing community, to be around people who have never done this before, to be a part of them and see them winning. It only encourages you and reminds you that you too can win. All right. So somewhere around this video, you will see the link to get started with me. If you know right now, if you've been reviewing this already and you say, hey, that's it, I'm ready to get started. There's a link where you can just click on it and get started, right? It says, run with me, and you can click on that. It says makemoneywithtracy.com. You can click on that link. Okay. Or if you just need a little bit more information and you love these videos, but you want to get more details as to what is this whole program about, you'll also see a link to a YouTube video that I have that will take you over to a Zoom that I did not have to do, but that I can leverage through automation that will reveal all those details. And then even within that video, you will still have access to the link to run with me, which is makemoneywithtracy.com. All right. So with that being said, I want you to go ahead. I want you to implement your 10-10-10 formula. I want you to get your content set, and I want you to be ready to rock and roll on tomorrow, because we are continuing with day number 7 and you don't want to miss it. All right. I'll see y'all then. Bye.